everyone. Let's wait for a minute or two while we have everyone join the session. Yalio sir. Yalio dollar. Let's just wait for a few more seconds. Thank you, Principal Sir. We'll just start in a few seconds. Hello, Swati ma'am, Yali ho. Hi everyone, good morning and Yali ho. I'm Shubham Patel, and it really feels very good to use this greeting Yali ho. Like literally after 3 years, I'm using this greeting Yali ho, and especially at the right platform. It's just giving me those DPS East vibes back in me. That how I used to greet my teachers in every morning Yali ho, and this used to be our greeting, and this still is in fact. So I hope everyone is doing. I hope everyone is doing well and taking good care of themselves, especially considering the current scenarios. At the outset, I want to grab this moment as it is still May 10th, the Mother's Day here in California, and I feel that my life has always been surrounded and influenced by women. Whoever I was yesterday and whoever I am today. I feel that a lot of part has been played by women in influencing me and making me what I am today. And I owe my heartfelt gratitude to all the women, be it my mother, be it all the female teachers I had in my school, and all the female friends. So the way I am shaped today is all because of the women who have taught me a lot. So happy Mother's Day to my mom and to all the wonderful and powerful mothers out there, and to all the motherly figures at DPS East. Thank you all the teachers. There's a lot more to this, that why I respect the women like as their motherhood and womanhood that you all carry in yourselves. Though I have always been thankful to DPS East, especially the principal sir, of course, for giving me this chance to share this live session with you and to impart some knowledge and have this bilateral sharing of knowledge, and also for giving me an opportunity back then to serve as the head boy of the school. And getting this opportunity being miles and continents apart, it's really a great feeling for me. So let's start it. So today I'm going to talk about the influences of US education, and I would also like to show you and share with you something about LinkedIn. Before that, I would like to request all the viewers, be it parents, teachers, and everyone else, to make sure that the kids are all ears to this session, because it is really important for them. So, well, I mean, throughout this 14 years of my education back in India, it has nurtured me and developed me to become an individual that I am myself today. It is very true that each education system is very different and distinct from each other. They are always different. No education system can be alike. And the same goes for the US education system and the Indian education system. We all know that education always serves the one ultimate purpose, to make us global and competent individuals and shape us as a person and make us responsible citizens. In a similar way, both of the education systems back in India, thank you, Swati ma'am. So in a similar way, both the education system has shaped me in its own way. And I'm not here to criticize any education system. I'm here to just appreciate both of them and just trying my efforts and sharing with you all to make an ideal education system that I aspire, that I envision in this global world. I still remember the day when I came to the United States in fall 2017, and thereafter it has molded me in every possible ways. Like in every possible ways, it has nourished me, nurtured me, and molded me. And based on the experiences and the learnings that I have received from my environment, I want to share some of them with you all today. So the main topic, the very main topic is what is the US education system? I mean, what it is like. So the very first thing that I would like to consider while talking about the US education system is the way of teaching. We all are familiar with this thing that both the countries have a very different approach, and like every country, not only India and US, they have a different approach towards the way of teaching. I am a junior in software engineering, which means a third year. And based on the classes I took, I think I took almost around more than 25 courses. And they range from like core GE areas like soft skills, communication skills, and some core courses related to programming. So based on the classes that I took, I have realized that the classes are structured in a very different way here. And one of the main thing that I noticed gaining the education in the States is that we have this thing, like even back in India, like during high school, we had this lectures and lab components. So they both have different components towards making sure that an individual is gaining that right knowledge. I still remember, like in high school back in India, I used to have this computer period, which was always my favorite. So we used to have like 4 days from Monday to Thursday, like literally lectures, getting all the theoretical knowledge, and we used to have only one lab period where we used to apply those skills practically. The same thing is very different over here. The ratio is very equal. It is 1-to-1 ratio. The lecture time is literally equal to the lab time. So I actually took 2 programming courses when I came here in the States. In my first semester, I took one. It was just an introduction to programming course. It had like 2 lectures on Mondays and Wednesdays for 1 hour and 15 minutes each. And I still remember that I used to have my labs on Fridays for like 3 hours. So whatever I learned in those 2 lectures, I literally used to get the chance to apply those theoretical knowledge and concepts pragmatically and practically in the lab sessions on Fridays. And we used to have a dedicated lab instructor who used to stay with us for a particular period for 3 hours, and they used to assist us if we are stuck at anything or if we need some help. So this is one of the most distinct thing that I feel is very different, and that has influenced me a lot as an individual. It has really helped me to become pragmatic human being in life. As I always used to say that DPS East has made me a pragmatic human being by giving me a platform to showcase all my skills and to share all the knowledge with you all. In a similar way, I would like to say same in this particular aspect of teaching, in the way of teaching. Also, this is certainly a true factor of economy, economic superpower. We have these computer labs. They are equipped with all the necessary computer instruments, like all the technological instruments. They have laptops, MacBooks, iPads, projectors, and all the other hardware that students need. And like if you're a member of them, like I'm a member of a software engineering club. If you're a member of that club, and even if you're not a member, but the advantage of being a member is you can have a 24-hour access to that particular lab, and you can use whatever equipments you want, and whatever way that you want to learn, and like it's all open for you. The resources and everything, they all are open for you. And I feel that this is how I got adapted to learning to how to apply the theoretical knowledge practically. And I really wish to see all the education systems across the globe to adapt to the same pattern, because I think the pragmatic approach is really important in any sphere of life. Like thinking something, just gathering the conceptual knowledge won't be sufficient when you're in your real life. You will always need that pragmatic approach and a practical approach to solving the problems. Life doesn't comes with all the answers. So I think having that quality of answering questions and developing that ability to build the answers on the spot, that's really important. The other second thing that I would like to talk to you about is the diversity. Um, we all know that the US is a podium and a platform for all the international students from all across the countries, like from all different countries, to be here, like to be present here, to gain some learning experiences and all different things. And the main benefit and the main influence the US had on me is regarding the diversity. This diverse culture has really helped me to respect the different individuals. I mean, no individual is similar in himself or herself. Everyone is different, and this diverse culture and learning in this diverse culture has really made me respectful of all the different cultures. Is like, be it from any, like, not just Indian cultures, all different Indian cultures, but any different cultures from a different country. It has really made me more accepting and more respectful. And I have learned this thing, that rather than building walls, we should build bridges and just shake our hands to different cultures and adapt them and learn from them. For instance, like, currently I'm working on a software engineering project. Like, I have this course where I'm working on a project, and it is in a team of 3 members. Um, I have a friend. He's from Vietnam. One of the girls, she's from the States. I'm from India, and there's one more boy who is from Africa. So having regular sessions with them, having regular team meetings, establishing those communications, it has really helped me to learn that what are their ways of doing a particular task. It is very true that the way we do things, it's not necessary that how they do the same things. Because, like, usually students have this habit of doing everything at the end, and sometimes I feel that, like, being back in India, gaining that Indian education, I used to sometimes feel that everything is coming at the end. But that's how different is in the US education, that at every stage, like during every week, we have a particular assignments, like a set of assignments that relates to that concepts. So it really helps me to avoid procrastination, because it's not bundled up together. They're like step by step. We have different quiz assignments and everything. And the other thing regarding culture more of is I have seen is the appreciation. I have seen that no matter your efforts, if they're big or small, for instance, even if you do something bad, but if it shows that you have put up your efforts in doing that particular task, you are always appreciated. No matter your efforts, if they're big or small, every small effort is appreciated, even if it goes wrong. Because at the end, I feel that it is efforts, and humans can make mistakes, and all we can value is they have put down the efforts to do a particular task. The third and the very important topic that I would like to discuss with you today is regarding plagiarism and ethics. I feel like this is one of the very most important topics, because I literally knew nothing about plagiarism and ethics when I was back in India. It was literally like no concept existing in my mind regarding plagiarism, and I never had this global, larger level approach on what is plagiarism and how important are ethics in developing our own self and our own individual identity. So every US institution, like be it high school or college, they emphasize responsible citizenship, and they have this awareness on ethical choices. They have this awareness things which are taught to the students about how your ethical choices can hinder your academic performance. And apart from hindering your academic performance, it also impacts your personal and the student's development. And I feel that this is one of the very most important topics, because most of the students in India, I think, like, I'm not sure about high school students. Like, being a high school student, I wasn't so much aware about plagiarism and ethics, but a lot of college students, they might be aware about plagiarism and ethics back in India right now. But they are not so much aware about the consequences that cheating and plagiarism can literally cause on them. And this consequences, as I said before, they not only hinder your academic performance, they can also affect your life choices, your human values, and the way you are yourself as an individual. Because it's very true that your personality, the way your personality is projected, it says a lot about who you are as a person. And if you have bad ethical choices, bad moral values, bad human values, I think there's no purpose of having and gaining that education, because the sole purpose of education is to make us an individual which has a good identity, like not only in a particular environment but globally. And that's how we used to learn back in school in our DPS, like to become global and competent individuals. I still remember that because I think that was a part of one of my speech or something. But it's I still remember that it as a mission at one of the mission statement of DPS. So I would just like to throw this thing, like what plagiarism exactly means. Uh, in simple words, just to understand, it refers to the act of representing the work of someone else without giving them appropriate credits. Like I'm just referring and copying down some work, like without giving them that acknowledgement that this is your work, and I'm just copying the work down. And this work can be like for your class assignments, for your projects, for your exams. Like it's true that in exams you might have mugged up things, like you might have literally memorized different things, like this is the answer for this particular question. But if that question is not your own, if the answer to that question is not your own answer, and if that is copied somewhere from the internet, it can still categorized as plagiarism, and it can really lead to bad consequences. Let me give you a short example. Like if I'm writing an essay like on environmental pollution, for example, and I copied a line from the internet or like from Wikipedia or for any like credible source or journal or newspaper articles that the global environmental pollution is increasing by 20% or by X number of percentage. And if I use that exact same line in writing down my essay or even in my examination paper, and if I don't cite that, I need to cite that I copied this particular line, this particular statistics. Because if you think at a larger perspective, how do you know that? Like, did you literally calculated and had the statistics on your own? Is that your own work? Like, how did you come to a conclusion of that the global environmental pollution is increasing by 20%? Like, did you do some statistics? Is that your work? And if you feel it is your work, there is no need to cite that. But if you feel that this is someone else's work, you have to acknowledge that author. You have to cite that in your work, be it your exams, assignments, quiz, or anything. And if you don't cite that, it will be considered as plagiarism, and it will really lead to bad consequences. Apart from this, we usually have this habit. We usually have this habit of copying down our homeworks and assignments from our friends, and that's how one of my friends did. He didn't copy it like one of my friends. He shared his particular code to someone because the other person just needed some help, like just as a helping gesture. He didn't know so much about what plagiarism is and what are its consequences. So he just simply shared his part of code, and the opposite friend as expected, and he just literally copied down the same code and submitted his as its own work. So two persons have the similar code, and the other person should have cited that I have taken this chunk of code or chunk of paragraphs of anything from my friend. Even if it is the work of friends like your parents, neighbors, roommates, or anyone. If a teacher has helped you, just cite it in the references that Professor Gill just helped me in help identifying the databases and everything. So just make sure that you always cite which is not your own work. And if you think that you can easily escape from getting caught, then just let me just tell you that that is completely wrong, because there are various plagiarism checker tools, and they literally check all your work from all different databases like across the internet. They will literally check each and every word of your essay or assignment or everything if they just put it down, and they will just help it down to make sure that if this is plagiarized or not. And these things, they're literally strictly enforced in USA, specifically in the States, and I think this is enforced in specifically most of the foreign educational countries. And those consequences can range from like disciplinary probation, like they'll just put you on disciplinary probation for like a year or for 6 months, and during that time frame you cannot work on campus, you cannot do internships, you cannot do jobs. So they have literally severe consequences. And apart from that, you can even fail that particular course. You can literally get an F in that course, and you will have to repeat that particular course. And the other major consequences that can happen plagiarizing or cheating is you can get expelled from the university. They will just literally kick you out of the university. They will like give you 2 warnings, 3 warnings, but even if after third warning, if you still continue cheating and plagiarizing, you will be just expelled from the university and you will have to go back to your country. So these are some of the really good things that I really learned about acknowledging someone else's work and how important it is. Because even if you think outside the educational system, I feel that cheating is not at all okay. Because it's really considered as an immoral behavior. That's what I feel. And I personally feel that every human, they should carry some ethics in them, and they should always consider about some ethical consequences of whatever they are doing, like not only in just education. If they have a company, like as we all know that like there's Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Google. If all those, they just like we might be hearing that they all are going, some of them companies like Facebook, they went for data breach thing. The other companies, they're going for privacy. Those things are really considered very on a very serious note in the States. And I think they should really be considered because they are your own assets, and that's how you can shape the world. Because let the world not copy you, like don't let the world gather something that's yours. Just keep it yours. They are free to gather it, but they should properly cite that. The other topic that I would like to share with you is regarding communication. Before I just start this topic, I just heard Principal Sir's video yesterday regarding communication skills, and it was really great video. So thank you so much for that. And that particular video has really helped me today having this live session. So thank you so much for that. So I have really learned a lot regarding the effective communication and how the different communication skills and how different communication sets are carried out in the States and that we follow here. Because I feel that it is pretty much, it's really different from what communication systems are established back in other countries. Because here the primary mode of communication is through LinkedIn. We do not use WhatsApp, or we do not create groups on WhatsApp. The only primary mode of communication is through emails. So I work at the SJSU Writing Center, the San Jose State University, which is where I study. So they have this writing center. So I work over there as an app development student coordinator. They basically wants me to create an app for them for the Android platform and for the iOS platform. So I work for them, and apart from my app development duties, I deal with clients, the clients who need help with writing. Like I just literally make their appointments like by asking them a bunch of questions. And I literally deal like around 100 student visitors in a week. So it's like roughly like around 400 visitors in a month. So I have literally seen like this experience by dealing with different students. They have literally helped me to improve my communication skills. And by communication skills, I just don't mean like the verbal communication skills. I also mean the written communication skills. I feel that the email etiquettes, the proper and established way of communication, it is really important. Like we might not realize it right now, but when we progress further towards our professional career, those skills are really necessary. Because like I still remember like if like back in India, if someone like wants to like just say you, like they will just text you on WhatsApp, or like they'll just message you on Facebook that I have sent this document to you, can you please check it for me? I don't think that's how it works over here. Like everything and each and every step, it has to be documented, and email is the standard and the most professional way of communication, rather than text messages and informal communication. And what I really wish is, I really want to see this type of communication, email communication, fostered in India, rather than text messages or something. Because this will really help me to learn, this will really help every one of us to learn the right way of communication. And if these things are practiced by kids when they are like in their high schools, this can literally help them when they advance to their professional career. Because in schools, sometimes we just use normal text messages to talk to teachers. So if the email communication is really fostered in the high school environment, it will really help each and every individual to learn like what are the proper email etiquettes. So when they advance to their professional career, it will be like a very easy transformation for them. They might not have to learn so many new things. So I just want to ask you, like every one of you, a question. It just relates back to this communication topic. So it just came in my mind. So how many of you like I'm pretty sure like everyone uses WhatsApp. I was going to ask like how many of you use WhatsApp? Every one of you use WhatsApp, and like every one of them. And how many of you they are on Facebook, like signed up accounts, and they like keep regularly checking Facebook post and everything. Like I mean, I know you are watching me live on Facebook, so you're pretty sure on Facebook. But for those viewers who have their kids, like be it like high school students, they might be on Facebook too. They might be like posting something, they might be chatting with their friends, but they might be on Facebook and all different social media platforms like Snapchat, like Instagram, like Hike, just to talk to their friends, or maybe sometimes post something, be it regarding their co-curricular activities or just regarding a random post with friends. Now comes the main part. How many of you are really active users on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is just this professional platform where we create professional networks. Like instead of building friends, we build professional networks with real life professionals. And by professional, it doesn't necessarily mean like an industry expert, like a software engineer, like a teacher, like even a student is a profession. So like it's just a platform to have everyone to build a network of friends and to build a professional network. I assume that very few of them they are actively using LinkedIn, especially high school students. Like I myself didn't realize that I should use LinkedIn until I came to the States. Like back in India, I never used to use like I never used to frequently use LinkedIn. I think I had an account, but I never used to like post frequently or have an updated profile on LinkedIn. And I think the underlying reason behind the same is that this particular professional platform is not so much enforced in every educational system. Because if it might have been enforced, it would have been really used so much effectively. For instance, like in the States, if I want to apply for jobs, if I want to apply for if I want to apply for internships, LinkedIn is the most popular platform. Like all the hiring, like if you receive email from the recruiters, everything is done on LinkedIn. So you like keep on applying for jobs on LinkedIn, like apply to at least 100 jobs in a day, and then like you'll end up getting one, like if you just keep on pushing up the same efforts. So all I mean to say by this is that this is the prime platform for seeking jobs. Each and every small task is carried out through LinkedIn. And most of the CEOs, like for Facebook, Microsoft, LinkedIn CEO, they're literally so much active on LinkedIn than Facebook and all other social media platforms. Let us just imagine that a child in 6th and 7th grade has already an account on LinkedIn. So if he already has an account on LinkedIn, and if he keeps regularly posting about his projects, what the competitions he participated and how he has contributed to the society, like if he's going out with friends and if he learns something important, he can even post the same thing on LinkedIn. Like it's a really good thing to post and keep being active on LinkedIn. I remember that in 9th grade or 10th grade, I think in 9th grade, I participated in one of the Techno Wizard competition at DPS Bhopal. It was a region competition, and we bagged the first prize. And just right after we bagged the first prize, the first thing that I did was I posted the picture on Facebook. And it was an achievement for me. So if that same thing when I was in 9th grade would have been posted on LinkedIn instead of Facebook, it would have like built up my professional personality. So in future, whenever recruiters they search you for jobs, like who is the potential candidate, they will usually check your LinkedIn profile. And whenever they will have a quick look at the LinkedIn profile, they will know that this is the potential candidate, and this particular student or this particular individual has all the skills in him which is necessary for a particular job. And it's not necessarily just about like posting about your competition winners or anything. You can even post about like if you're going out with family and if you had a good time, just go ahead and post that. I mean, so by the time you will reach college, if you started from 8th grade having a LinkedIn account and being active on it, and if you reach college, you will really have a great LinkedIn account. and it has a different sections. So as I said, where I work for the SJSU Writing Center, we have this professional network, a professional group. And that same group could have been created on like WhatsApp, on Facebook, or maybe on Hike or anywhere. The same professional platform would have been created. But instead of that, we, like our director, she created this LinkedIn social group where we connect with the former employees of our department. The former employees who are working at Apple, who are working at Yahoo as technical writers. So we connect with them and they share their experiences that this is how it feels like working at Yahoo as a technical writer. And these are some of the top necessary skills that you should have. So having that LinkedIn account and building that professional network is really important. And on top of that, as I just shared with you, that I'm currently working on a team project with my 3 friends. So what I did last time was, one of my teammates, he was really collaborative and he was very expressive, he was very supportive, and he used to really do his work on time. So LinkedIn has this feature of recommending your friends. Like you can just put up a recommendation. So if you're performing good in your school and in your co-curricular activities, you can just request your teacher, like request your principal sir, request your level coordinator, that can you please give me a recommendation on LinkedIn based on my skills, whatever you feel like. So that way your school teachers, your principals, they can give you recommendations, and those recommendations, they can be viewed by anyone. So if you are going for a job, it will be very accredited recommendation. Like if you get a recommendation from a principal sir, that will be very accredited. So all the recruiters and all the hiring professionals, they will really believe that so this particular individual is reliable, like he has that necessary skills. If I have time, I would really love to go over with the demo of the LinkedIn or help you develop the LinkedIn profile. But for now, considering the recent circumstances, I would really like to talk to you about how rapidly the things are changing for every one of us, like be it in terms of education, be it in terms of work, and how easy it has been, like for US to adapt to those changes very rapidly at a very fast pace. The US just got, I still remember that in the mid-March, we just got this email from our president saying that we have online classes until end of the March. And the very next day we had those online classes. Like it was very quick. We were prepared for like how to move to these online transitions. I remember when principal sir just called me the other day. I was just talking to him, like I'm having some good talk with him, and then he shared with me that DPS is the first school and one of the first schools to have this online classes for students. And I was really happy to listen that. I'm really glad that students are receiving that educational skills, even like considering this pandemic and all the scenarios across the globe, because not every school and not everyone is fortunate enough to have those online classes and to share that particular knowledge and information. This is the place where I'm trying to emphasize with you all that how technology is playing a huge role in terms of education and how it is contributing it. And I must say that this transition to this online mode is really difficult, and but it has been adapted in a very firm way. Like be it the education sector, the job sector, the industrial sector, like they have easily moved to the online mode at least here. And that's what I want to see everywhere. Like we never foresee any future circumstances. There can be anything happening in the future. We never know that. And the only thing that we can do is we can be prepared for those situations. Because if we are prepared for those situations, we can easily manage it when they are faced with us, like they're faced literally in front of us. As I said with you that right now, all of my classes, they're literally online. And you know what was the surprising thing? When I just saw this president's email that all of the classes, they are moved to online mode, I was like, oh wow, no exams now. But this literally gave me shock, because we still have exams, we still have assignments, we still have quizzes. We have literally the same platform in the same learning mode and the same type of assignments and everything that was in person. We literally have everything same thing. And I would just like to share with you all regarding how our exams are conducted. So for our exams, we have this lockdown browser. Yes, yeah, just like the lockdown that we are having right now, where you are caged in a particular home as humans are. In a similar way, you are caged in a particular window when you're giving the exam. So you cannot go out of that window. Even if you swipe it left, even if you swipe it right, you cannot go out of that examination window. You have to literally stay in that window and give the examination for the entire exam duration. So you might be wondering that, so if you cannot go back, you can still have another laptop with you, or you can access your phone. But still, no, that's also not an option, because before you start your examination, you have to do a 360 environmental check, which includes that no one is sitting in next to you, you have no electronic devices, you have no notes with you. And if you have those things with you, you will be red flagged, and you will like literally receive a failing grade in your examination. And the entire examination is like done using the respondus monitor. So the entire exam is done through using webcam and the audio. So whatever you speak and whatever, like even small slight movements, they are recorded by the artificial intelligence that is coded in the respondus monitor software. So even if you move slightly, you will be caught and you will be red flagged, and that's when you will be like shut off the examination. Like you cannot give your examination. So by all this, all I'm trying to say is I'm really glad that my learning process and my education influences that I'm getting, they are really not hindered by whatever is going in the world right now. Like I really pray that everything just settles down good, but I'm really glad and fortunate enough to not have those situations affect my education. And I literally wish the same for everyone, like each and every individual residing anywhere in the globe. I just wish that their education influences and their educational practices and the way they are receiving education, it doesn't matter. The way doesn't matter if it is online or offline. I mean, in a sense, it does matter that I'm still missing that in-person interaction with my classmates, with my professors and everyone. But I'm glad to have like all my classes on Zoom and have my doubts with the professors, like schedule meetings with professor over the Zoom. And that's how this online mode has been made me adaptable to this learning mode. And I think the way we are conducting live sessions right now, like DPS East and all other some of the schools who are conducting these live sessions, they're really informative. And this is also one type of education that we are learning from each other. Like someday principals are speaking, or one of the DPS teachers is speaking, sharing some knowledge, and that's how we are gaining education. And I'm really happy that everyone is coming online and like attending these live sessions and gaining some knowledge and putting their part and contributing into the community. And what I would like to say is, as we all know that education plays an important role in shaping us as an individuals. If you ever get the opportunity in your life to gain the education beyond those walls, to come out of that well, just go ahead and grab that opportunity. Like don't wait for anything, like literally just go ahead and grab that opportunity. Like don't miss that wonderful chance. Like it's really precious that not everyone is fortunate to have that chance. So there are two options. Not as I said that not everyone is fortunate to have this chance. What we can do is we can create an education system, like not like US, not like any other foreign country, or not like I'm not comparing anything. We can create an education system that is the best education system in itself. Like it cannot be compared to anything. It's just best in itself. And that's all I have from my side today. And I'm leaving my email address today. I'm leaving my email address below in the comments. Please feel free to contact me or shoot me an email. And we can just have a Skype call or a Zoom call if you want to know anything related to the US education and what are some of the courses and the programs that are offered here, or if any of the kids or any of the high school students, they want to go over and develop their LinkedIn profile. I would be really happy to help you. I will just put down my email address in the comment below, and just feel free to contact me whenever. Just write down my email and I'll just get back to you whenever I'm available. And I will usually reply within the next 24 hours, so don't worry about that. Last but not the least, I would really love each and every high school students to see on LinkedIn. Like just connect with your high school teachers, just send them a connection request, connect with your colleagues, connect with your friends, connect with everyone. Like even if you go at a competition and if you find a good friend, just connect with them. Like make professional connections, because those are the building blocks of your professional personality. And lastly, bringing this change, like creating LinkedIn account and creating a good education system, is really a first step towards having a brighter future. And that's all I have from my side today. Thank you for listening to me. Be safe, take care, and stay healthy. Bye bye.